Jai Jai Shankara Rara Shankara. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you facing financial crisis? Are your own employees working against you and your business interests? Are you lacking family support? Are you feeling lonely, depressed, betrayed, etc.? Are you facing unnecessary court cases? Are you facing legal challenges? Are you facing lack of business flow? Are your loyal customers and employees leaving you? No matter however harder you try, you're not getting success and repeated business and business flow, consistent flow of money in your business. Are you feeling let down despite uh, innumerable strategies, methods, innumerable remedies? You're not getting the desired results. If the answer is yes to any of these questions, then this video is for you. Before I proceed, thank you so much for all your support we have received so far and for all the encouragement and love you have shared with us. You have showered on us. We request you to continue your uh, to give us your continued support and patronage for our YouTube channel and for our business, because we are sharing a lot of information for your benefit, for keeping your interest in mind. Okay, this video is about how black magic affects business. Okay, and what are the consequences? Recently, I had an opportunity where an entrepreneur approached me saying that he has invested crores of rupees in his business, yet the business has huge potential, yet he is not able to get the desired results. So upon perusal, I said, okay, let me pay a visit to your factory, figure out what is what. So when I entered the factory, I figured out a lot of things, plenty of negativity around. And then slowly I started asking him various questions. See, you need to understand, apart from being a spiritual guru, I'm also a psychologist. So I can handle a lot of things for the benefit of a customer. So when I was talking to this gentleman, he was saying that his own employees had betrayed him. Few have, in fact, planted certain things in his factory. When he said a couple of things, I asked him to check about certain items, about certain things. Even watch was not spared. So there were a lot of watches, and in the soil, under the soil, there was a lot of hair, bones, etc., that I was able to figure out what it had done for this gentleman. His business was flourishing very nicely. All of a sudden, it started dipping, and his own employees. One of the employee was a conduit for his enemy. Okay, so he had sent this person primarily with an intention of destroying the other person's business. Unfortunately, the other person didn't realize the amount of hurt it is going to cause to another person. See, if you have a problem in business, you should fight with your strategies, not resort to doing act of black magic on somebody and try to destroy another person's livelihood. See, one thing, karma will definitely catch up with the other person. That apart, what are all the problems this gentleman faced? From a point of flabbergasting in his business, slowly his own loyal customers, loyal employees started leaving him. He had helped a lot of people when they were in need. The same old people have betrayed him. His own family members went against him. And even if he wants to do something good to others, it only backfires on himself. So he had tried a lot of remedial things, nothing worked. That is the time we enter as God for the other gentleman. We were able to bring about a change within no time. Because remember this, there are certain items, there were certain items with which a lot of prayogams were done. Now, by performing a puja or a homa, which normally people do, okay, that is the process which people follow, nothing wrong. But there is still an item. Remember, this energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So, what had happened? This person had, from the point of flabbergasting, his business started declining. People were loyal, they went away. Customers who were loyal, they went to others. So he was just figuring out what exactly happened. Second, the flow of income that got hit tremendously. When I say tremendously, tremendously, he was suffering financially. All of a sudden, he started developing back problems. Remember this, the first thing, the first chakra to be hit is the Mula Adhara, that is base support, that is your root chakra. That is the first chakra to be hit. So your finances, your relationships between within the family and uh, between the business and the customer, everything takes a toll. Because of which his whole business, you see, every business revolves around building trust and relationship. Trust and relationships between employees and between the employer and employee, between the business owner and the customers. All these are vital to a business success. When that gets hit, the whole business takes a hit. Okay, so the flow of business got hit so much so that he was trying very hard. He is a very hard worker. He was trying to get out of that, but absolutely no success. Okay, now this is where the person was facing plenty of problems. Second, his own employees. One of the employee brought in certain things in the guise of gifting him. He is actually working for the enemy. So it is very, very difficult to identify such elements because, as I said, when somebody joins a company, the employer will definitely trust because, after all, he's his own person. But what happened when he goes against the company's interest, the business interest, the owner's interest? Ultimately, the sufferer is the owner. So he suffered financially. Three, there was no positivity in that environment. Always there is a lot of indifference. There's a lot of disappointments, plenty of things down the downward spiral. There was no cohesion within the employees. There was no bonding within the employees. There was no team building, team. Nothing was there. See, our organization comprises of individuals who come together to work as a team. There was no coordination between various teams. All of a sudden, spare parts were getting stolen. So, plenty of issues like this. What happened? He was trying his best. He kept CCTV, he did everything. But if people are cunning enough, the results are obvious. So he suffered. His own family started distrusting him, which was again terrible because all the efforts he's putting is for the welfare of the family. Nobody understood him. All of a sudden, he started getting health related complications. His family members started getting health related complications. Out of nowhere, there used to be frequent fights in the family. Absolutely mental peace getting completely destroyed in the family. Now, he has been trying very hard to find a solution. Unfortunately, he couldn't. Then, as I was mentioning, the people whom he mentored, whom he molded, they went against him. So then one fine day, he saw my YouTube video and said, okay, let me meet up with him. He met me. And then when I went there, I figured out these are all the things that they have done. So we were able to identify the root cause of the problem and then come back with an action plan. Unnecessarily, he was caught up with legal issues, compliance issues, for no fault of him. Why? Because of sheer greed. Nobody knows the amount of suffering an entrepreneur goes through. They only see his social status, his economic status, and envied. An entrepreneur also goes through plenty of challenging situations, which is nobody is aware. So his employees weren't aware. They were thinking that he was minting money, which in reality he was not. As a result, the whole business was almost um, on the verge of closure. Okay, that is the time I entered the picture. Then a lot of miracles did happen. We were able to identify. See, you need to understand through psychic reading and through spiritual guidance. I have shared plenty of mantras for overcoming black magic related problems. I have shared plenty of mantras to overcome court cases, etc., etc. See, remember this. This is only the mantras. I am not a qualified advocate or to advise on the legal aspects. Please speak to your advocate and take his inputs and so on. This video is only for awareness purpose from the perspective of the Shastras. So you have to look at it only from the frame of Shastras, not from the legal framework. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, he was facing plenty of issues, plenty of challenges with respect to compliance. By the time he could address one problem, there'll be 10 other problems. By the time he could address 10 problems, there'll be much more. So, what happens is instead of developing business, his entire focus, his entire time was devoted to handling crisis. By the time he could, I have done this, there'll be 10 more. So this kept on happening. Finally, he did not know what to do. We went there, we asked him. Plus, there were a lot of curses. He had given money to a civil contractor to do some civil work. He cheated him. People whom the person trusts cheats them. So there were plenty of things like this. And in today's world, it has become a instant revengeful act. The people who do this cowardly act don't think about the consequences they are going to face. Forget the enemy. Forget the person with whom to whom they are casting the spell. They themselves will go through a painful state, which they are not aware. I would like to emphasize one very important point. My arm, which was regarded as the black magic capital, right? Even there, people have realized that doing this at the later stages of their life, it will backfire on them with dreadly consequences. They don't now. They have realized, they have stopped doing this nuisance activity, and they have slowly moved out of, this particular act, and and so on. So the point is, the person who is casting a spell, they don't realize the amount of problems they are going to get into. Short-sighted policies. End of the day, the person has to win. They have to win the ultimate game called life. The enemy, the perceived enemy, is not the destiny. It is just a fair passing cloud. Once he crosses that, he has other things. But unfortunately, the perception is that, okay, I have to defeat this enemy. Instead, if the person has prepared strategies to win the game called life, he would have been a different kind of a person. Anyway, that's for the individual to think about. Okay, who can change karma? Nobody can, except the divine. So we went there, we identified what is the problem, and then we prepared an action plan. There were a lot of items in which there were so many issues. We had to advise the client to handle certain things, and so on and so forth. Because remember this is a hidden enemy. Nobody knows who this enemy is, in what form, in what way, how they have done it, the way they have done it, what all things they have done it. It is extremely difficult to identify this. Only with sheer divine grace, divine guidance, divine compassion, and what we say, act of God, only with that, this problem can be dealt with. So, this problem we were able to deal with purely by the act of God. And today, we pull the person out of the problem state and he's happy now. People who left him have slowly started coming back, and so on and so forth. In fact, just recently, I read about an article in a newspaper, not in a newspaper, in a uh, web news channel, okay, where a leading hospital in a leading city, there were disputes within the trustees, and they have done certain nonsense act and so on. I don't know why people are resorting to this. They're all educated. Why do such sinful act? There are multiple ways where you can, negotiate and settle things amicably. You have greater things in life to achieve. But why people are so narrow in their mindset? I don't understand. Today, the set the business is in the news for all wronger reasons. Okay, it is for them to uh, take a call on this. But from my point of view, this is terribly wrong. This is disaster, not only for the person who's doing this rubbish act, but his entire future generation will continue to suffer, which the person who's casting the spell doesn't realize the consequences, the impact it is going to have on his family. Anyway, that's for the person concerned to think about. So if you are suffering from business related problems, from legal challenges, compliance challenges, your own people are betraying you, they are not working together, having plenty of financial troubles, it is time you give us a call. Our numbers, our mail ID is given in the description as well as on this video. Do write to us. We'll be glad to help you. So I would like to hear from you. Wishing you all the best. Mother's compassion, blessings, and guidance and love. Wishing you all success in your business. Jai Jai Shankara Hara Hara Shankara.